What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Verbal Garbage, coming at you hot and live with everybody's favorite guest, Big Reef, back in the house, and for a special NBA playoff edition. But we'd be remiss first if we didn't talk about the Diddler, the scandal going on with Meek and a lot of other characters. You want to?
Oh, I wasn't prepared for this. Wow.
Well, I just thought of it.
Um,
We haven't talked about it.
yeah, wow. That's a
Meek was.
curveball I wasn't
You guys
expecting.
don't know, Meek was a childhood hero for us. We were in high school and he was kind of just breaking out, and to say we
Now he's
worship
dead.
him might be accurate or it might be a bit strong depending on who you are, but I've kind of cut all ties with his music and our relationship with Meek, and I'm just kind of curious how you feel a couple weeks later after it's happened and you've digested.
Um, maybe us listening to him was a representation of who we truly are.
Maybe that's why I'm so defensive and hurt about it.
Yeah, but it's first things first. None of this is fact. Nothing's true. Nothing's proven.
All
It's
right.
just allegations. It's fun to believe. Um, he made some great music back in the day we used to really like. Made some great memories, made us stronger friends, and
True.
that's all I could thank him for. Everything else, the Eagles won a Super Bowl because of him.
All
You
right.
know,
Do you
yeah,
think Diddy is
maybe the
guilty of
good
some of these
outweighs the
crimes?
bad, huh?
Do you think Diddy is
Diddy,
guilty of some of these crimes?
I think Diddy might be guilty of his crimes. I
I do
don't
too.
know if we should be mad at victims of his crimes.
Secret camera. Yeah, you're right. But
Mhm.
when you believe something your whole life and you believe a persona and a character and find
Well,
out it's like, remember when you found out Santa wasn't real? Imagine how I feel to
funny
be
story
an
about that.
employee.
So I didn't really get to enjoy Santa being real as a child because my older sister told me very young.
Yeesh.
So I
So
was like that
man.
bad kid telling people like, "Yeah, I'm gonna let you know now, this guy's not real."
Well, me and my brother were the
Like
opposite.
the
We were like
plain
the ones
lady.
getting made fun of at Christmas by all of our cousins because we still believe when we were like 11.
Yeah, I remember.
And then next, I guess before NBA is just a recap of Florida. How do you feel about the state? You know, being here twice within a couple months. Just kind of curious about your take on the pulse of the city.
I like Florida a lot. Big fan.
Yeah.
Your area of Florida, it was my first time ever in that area. That was really nice to see.
Cheers.
Very different atmosphere, different like type of people, if that makes sense. I'm not saying it in a bad way, just like a different type of person than you're used to seeing in Florida.
Well, what's
Um,
do you believe the news? You know, do you
no, I'm just saying like most of the time in Florida, it's like you meet people who like aren't from Florida. They're like tourists or people who move
true?
there. And like that's
Yeah.
obviously what you guys did, but like, meeting people, seeing people around is pretty cool.
This is a great take, and I just want everyone to
Um,
know that, you know, it's not all what you think it is. Sometimes you see these things, and I mingle with everyone every day, and it's beautiful. Today I got mistaken again for a Publix employee, which is very common when I'm working in these stores.
Pretty
And
legit.
a guy asked me what I used to do, and I told him I work for Snap-on, and he proceeded to tell me that his son owned a Snap-on truck, and then proceeded to lose said Snap-on truck due to gambling. So
Oh, that's cool.
couldn't help but think of a few close friends, and
Hey,
no, no,
I
not on that
listen.
scale. No, no, no.
I have a couple expenses this week. I'm not gambling much this week.
It's a crazy thing, though. He said he went to Vegas and just got carried away and was making all this money. And
Damn, but I didn't never thought about my car as an asset. No, I'm just kidding. Keep going.
no, but no, no, that's really it. Florida's cool, weather's cool. Went on a
Yeah,
bike
Florida
ride
was
and
nice. It was nice seeing you, seeing the family, seeing
it was,
you know who.
yeah,
And
favorite.
um I had a great time. I mean, like I said, it was probably one of the best, if not the best wedding I went to. I
Oh
got to
yeah,
spend it with you guys, I was well taken care of. I got personal sandwiches, personal drinks.
you really did, guys. There's no other way to treat him than a king. He made the
But
vacation
some
happen, and
some people think it was a little overcompensation by the sandwich maker. Like maybe she's got some guilt in her past and she's just trying to overcompensate with me. I don't know.
there's definitely hints of that in the air. I could
Or
definitely
maybe she
smell it.
was trying to like repent for what she learned about what her daughter did. Who knows?
Overcompensating is a hell of a drug, and I could smell it on my mom from a mile away. So I'm sorry that
I'm
you
just kidding.
feel
I
that
love you.
way,
I
and
love you. If you listen, I love you. You know
but
that.
she really tried to deliver the quality goods.
She did.
So let's jump into the NBA. You know, as you know, I was a huge fan growing up and kind of fallen out of favor and love with the game a little bit over these last couple of years, but the
Interesting.
playoffs come on and you want to tune in and follow. So we're recording on a Monday night. Sixers are playing tonight, so we won't be able to talk about the results of that. But do you mind recapping the weekend and kind of I don't know
Sure. Yeah.
your do it however you want. Your two favorite teams, your favorite team, who you think was the best, the worst, disappointing.
So, well, I guess we could talk about the East first. The first game was probably Orlando and Cleveland, which not many people were interested in, and I understand
Didn't
why.
watch
But
it at all, I have to admit.
you know, the Cavs should win that series pretty easily. I feel like they're just more experienced.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's not really much. None of those teams are really a threat to make any real noise.
Yeah, I was going to ask
Good
you
for
if
the Magic
Cleveland.
though. Good for their experience. They're definitely up and coming. The Magic.
Yeah, yeah, they came out of nowhere, honestly, with some young talent. And
Mm.
I'm not going to profess to know a lot about Magic, but Paolo, I know he's having an impact, and
I know
Markel
someone that
Fultz playing a role.
we both know someone who used to be in the Magic.
Who's that? Oh man,
Your brother.
it's a good one. Yeah, so
Thanks.
Cleveland, if they end up winning, you don't really think they'll have any chance in the second round.
Nah, no chance.
Yeah.
Unless injury, of course, but no.
Speaking of injury, Giannis missing right now. What are your thoughts on the Bucks?
Yeah,
I saw
no,
Dame had a ton of points in the first half, and I don't think he scored in the
yeah, he
second.
didn't. But they handled the Pacers pretty easily. I probably watched the least of this game, so I'm going to be honest there on that part. But
Thank you for your
the
service.
Pacers, like they were good for 2, 3 months. They played solid throughout the year, but Halliburton is not very good.
Yeah, it's crazy what
Um,
happened.
he was never that good in the first place.
Can I
People just
point
kind of
out
got like
something?
overexcited. Yeah,
He
sure.
was really a fun, cool story. And for casual fans like me, I saw him exploding onto the scene and I was kind of shocked. And then these videos started surfacing of, the way he talked. And I feel like ever since then, his game's kind of fallen off a cliff. Is there any chance that he's a little self-conscious of the way he talks?
Maybe he is. I don't know what it is. I think he was just having like a run. Like he has a really slow shot release. He's not very good at defense. People used to say that the Pacers won the trade. It's like they got Sabonis. Like Sabonis is way better.
Yeah. Although
He's
he's
a
a
monster.
questionable fit though, right?
Well, maybe for the Pacers, but that's because they're stupid. Like they should have
Yeah.
been building their team around Sabonis and not Buddy Hield or whoever they had before. Speaking
Oof.
of,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you want to cover that or my Celtics next?
yeah, we'll go to your Sixers first before we go to your actual favorite team, the Celtics. Um, so the Sixers, that was a tough game. The Knicks are like the worst possible first round series for the Sixers to get.
And Deuce
Um,
McBride, I mean, come on, man. What kind of.
he's good. I mean, the Knicks all year they've been like this, just
When I watched it,
next
I
man
couldn't
up.
help but think that was kind of karma for the Nick Batum game. They kind of got into that position because of Batum, and that was a fluky game
Yeah,
today. And
yeah, that is true.
McBride's a better player, but he,
Yeah.
I don't know. And
I
I'm a
don't think
little
anybody
worried.
should panic yet, though, because you know how playoff series are. If you win at home, then you lose on the
Yeah,
road.
that's a
So, like,
fact.
you know,
Embiid, though, I mean, listen, I listened to a couple local guys and read a couple little things today, and the playoff resume is starting to really. And I know there's some defenders out there, but we got to call a spade a spade. Is this
listen,
guy the main problem, or did they do a bad job building around him? I mean, what are your? Because I'll be honest, I've never really been a big Embiid guy. As he's gotten better, I've had to feel like I buy in, just kind of obligated because he's the best player on the team by a mile. But I'll tell you, man, I've never loved the body language. I don't like the comment. There's just a lot that I don't like. So, from a real fan, I'm just kind of curious what your
I mean,
thoughts are.
I've, I haven't been the biggest Embiid fan. I've actually kind of hated him most of the time,
Yep,
but the last like 2 years, I've kind
you've
of
come
softened
around
up on him.
actually. Yeah,
I just think he's like gotten a lot better actually at basketball, and I can't really fault him for the injury stuff. Like he's just always going to have problems. He's had problems since he started playing basketball with injuries.
and
But
that's
there's
the
no
size, I
argument
guess,
like when
too,
he
right?
plays, like even like him, twisting his knee, he still was dominant out there.
I know that's
Um,
the worst part. Though, is you get these little glimpses and teases of what he is, and then like
mm,
just these things happen. And I'm not gonna like blame him because I'm sure in the moment it's terrible. But how many times do you see this where you think it's like the season-ending injury, and then he's
yeah,
back,
every time.
And I'm like, dude, can you at least like be transparent with us, And I don't know. It's. I'll be honest. I didn't really buy into the Sixers this year because I've just been tired of the abuse and the neglect, and I'm watching right now, kind of like somewhat confident that if they win this round, they can maybe
Oh
make
yeah,
noise.
I think whoever wins this series is definitely going to be the team that plays the Celtics in the conference finals.
Milwaukee, any shot of Giannis coming back and then being a real threat, or you think Doc
I mean,
Doc's
yeah,
kind of got
I
him
hate to
cooked?
say like you can't write them off because they have Giannis and Dame who are both playoff performers.
But Doc
You
kind of
know,
cancels that out, right? I mean,
I understand that, but like Doc has gotten to conference finals.
he's also the owner of the most 3-1 collapses, right?
He sure is, but
Just it's all right.
sometimes your talent,
He
sometimes
brings an
he might
aura.
have too much talent, and he'll win a title like he did in Boston.
True.
Yeah,
That was peak Doc though, you know.
sure. You mean
Nowadays,
PKG, Ray Allen, and
yeah.
Paul
All
Pierce?
right.
You mean with Rondo?
All right, fair.
Yeah.
So overall you think Boston's gonna kind of cruise through the East, I should say, or you think Philly or Milwaukee or New York's gonna give them a little more than they like to fight with, or maybe even Miami. You never know.
Well, I thought Miami. I was on that all year, but they got the luckiest thing ever. Butler getting hurt. Like
Yep.
they're just so lucky. The Celtics. I still see things when I watch the Celtics I don't like. They just take too many jump shots. Then did you see the thing with like Caleb Martin?
No,
Well, so
I
there's this
know
play
last
you
year
have
he
to see it.
was.
So Drew Holiday pushes Caleb Martin going for a rebound, and Caleb Martin falls into Tatum, and the Celtics made like a big deal about it and how Martin's a dirty player. It's like, dude, Holiday pushed him. Like you guys are
Oh,
not the victims. You're never going to be the victims. As hard as you try,
they're maybe
you're
trying to
just
do the old Bill Simmons us against them
Boston
thing.
sports
Maybe
fans things. Even
Yeah.
Bill Simmons today defended Caleb Martin. He's like, no, that's just stupid. Holiday pushed him, and
You know how
he
it
loves
is.
home.
Sometimes just trying to get riled up for something, just to give
Nah,
a fun
the
cause a root.
one seed every year wants to be the victim. Like,
All
come on.
right, that's enough slander towards Boston sports. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
I know. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so Boston's gonna win the East most likely. I mean,
Think the Knicks have a chance. I want to see how they look. Like if the Knicks make quick work of the Sixers, I would be like, oh shit, maybe they are like.
yeah.
But yeah, I think Boston should run away with it.
So the West, Clippers. I know that's your team. You think they got a chance to? I mean,
Yeah,
Kawhi right now is a big storyline, and that's the other fun thing I didn't bring up. There's a lot of good storylines in these playoffs, even for casuals
yeah.
for me to follow. But what's Kawhi's status? You think he's coming back? You think they're gonna make some noise with or without him?
Well, it seems like the report today say tomorrow or if not tomorrow, definitely game three he'll be back.
Oh,
Um,
that could be
I
the
mean,
ultimate tease, though. Speaking of teases with Embiid, you know.
yeah, but they won without him. They actually kind of blew them out without him. Blew out the Mavericks, who I like. Everyone gets so. Luka's amazing. He had a nice playoffs a couple years ago, but at the end of the day, he's out of shape. He's
Yeah.
going to get a good basketball coach is always going to be like, look, we're just going to pick and roll at him every time, every single time, and it works.
How does he get this far in his career and be this good and still never take fitness that
Well,
serious? It's
it's he's just talent. Talent can get you far, until to get you this far every year.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know,
I hate to say it, but you could argue like he's one little bad injury, not little bad, but bad injury away from not being able to have that mentality to rehab back to you know what I mean?
yeah, it's he's got to get it together. It's like, and it's not like he plays. I don't think he plays lazy. I just think like it's just like what he is. He's just like not in good enough shape.
Yeah, and we were just
Like
talking
like
about this.
imagine when Kawhi's back. Like Kawhi's going to hunt him. It's not going to be fair.
Yeah, I because I didn't really watch much of that game, but who was he guarding?
I mean, he was just guarding. He usually guards the weakest guy on the court. He probably guarded Westbrook a couple times, or
Yeah.
I know Harden was destroying him, but that's expected.
Well, I
He's
hope the
just
Mavs can come back and make a little bit of a fight because I thought that was going to be a decent series, but the way,
it will be. It's only game
yeah,
one,
yeah,
and
you're
Kawhi
right.
didn't
We
play,
tend to
but yeah,
overreact. I mean, at least me, I'd like to overreact
that is.
after.
Kawhi didn't play. If you want to win that game, if Kawhi doesn't play,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
as yeah,
What's the next series you're interested in? I
Lakers
mean,
Nuggets.
yeah, that's a game
Every
I actually watched like the whole game. But
everyone's convinced the Lakers are gonna make it big this year and close, and then the Nuggets are probably gonna sweep them again.
it's
Makes me very happy inside.
LeBron is one of the weirdest people in the world for me because he's like an athlete I hate, but then I watch and I like find myself rooting. It's so disgusting.
I
I don't.
respect him so much watching him actually play basketball. I
Yeah, I
hate
mean,
how he like uses the media, how he
uh,
makes his
constant.
teammates feel like they're going to get traded or it's their fault, and he always has a scapegoat. That's
Yeah,
kind of like the reason why I don't really like the Sixers thing with Tobias Harris. It's like you don't have to have a scapegoat for everything. Like it's
that
just
is true. He
this one
gets.
player is not the reason your team's not winning.
Yeah, and they
You
act
know?
like his contract is like the end all be all, and it's the reason they're never gonna like.
Yeah,
I never
it's just
bought that.
it's a convenient way to like not blame your star players for not performing when it matters.
And LeBron, like I heard this on one of those first take, and I don't get to watch it, but you see like the little reels on
Clips.
whatever. Um, is there anything LeBron can do at this point to you to be better than Jordan? I mean, we
If
obviously
LeBron wins a championship in the next before he retires, he is like
and
he's 39.
I was gonna say everyone can say what they want. Like we grew up watching enough of Jordan. We didn't watch him live in the flesh during his prime.
Yeah,
We grew up and watch. And I'm sorry, like overall basketball players, I still think LeBron is like the most ridiculous. I don't even know how to say it. And the fact that he had all that hype from such a young age, delivered, never had any issues, and the longevity of his career. I mean,
yeah, it's
I
amazing.
don't,
He's
and
just
I'm
such
not
a
even a
dork.
fan, and I just gotta give him his flowers because I watch this guy and I'm like, he's 39 and he's still playing like this.
Yeah, he's been in the league since we were 12 years old.
No chance for the Lakers to come back and make anything of that.
Unless Jokic is hurt.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Tough break for LeBron. Now, off season, they flame out in the first round. What's he doing? Is he chasing Bronny? Is he staying with the Lakers? What's going?
He's
You can
he
shake
well
your head,
first
but
thing
that's gonna
I'll
be a
tell you
real
what he's gonna
thing.
do first. First he's going to so what's gonna happen is they're gonna get swept by Denver, right?
Yeah,
LeBron's gonna be sitting at his locker looking like, oh, maybe I'm done, maybe I'm gonna retire. Then everyone's gonna talk in the news for the
yeah.
next 3 days, like LeBron's gonna retire, maybe. Then he's magically not gonna retire.
I'm coming home.
Oh, that's what happened last year. I forgot.
Is he coming home? Tell the world.
Well, I don't think the Cavs would ever want him back. Um,
One final
so
farewell tour with
he's
Bronny.
gonna do that. He's gonna fake retire.
I could
Then he's
definitely
gonna
see that.
say it's his last season, maybe next year. Then have a farewell tour,
He'll
and then
probably
it'll be
announce
great.
it on his HBO show, right? Like retire and then make an announcement on the show that he's coming back. That
I
sounds
don't think he'll actually retire and come back. I think once he retires, he will, but he's gonna say thinking about retiring.
dropping those
Yeah,
little
he likes
morsels.
attention. He likes attention.
Don't we all?
Yeah, deep down we all do, even if we have billions of dollars.
All right. Well, I really wanted to see the Lakers make a series out of that. And let's give Anthony
Why?
Davis a shout out.
He's
Just
great.
the season he's had playing through, the little bugs and
Yeah,
mags, playing that many games. And
yeah. The LeBron defenders can't use that anymore. So
I saw a quote today about how like the NBA doesn't like, and I'm like, I kind of agree. I feel like he only gets hated on when he is hurt. And then when
yeah,
he plays
yeah.
well, nobody talks about him. Cause
No
I
one
saw
talks about it. Yep.
that stat line and the way he was going head to head with Jokic. I mean,
He's the best. He's the
he's
best there
fun.
is.
And
Yeah,
all right, good. I'm glad we could agree on that.
yeah. I
Um,
respect Anthony Davis.
and then your favorite series, probably, right? Minnesota and Phoenix.
I have no interest in that series.
Really? You've always been
No,
a KD fan and Anthony
I like
Edwards up and
KD.
coming, Carl Anthony
KD,
Towns.
Devin Booker. Don't they're just get the series over with. They're done.
You think they're done?
They're washed up. I don't know what happened to Devin Booker. He's like 26 years old. He looks like he's like 35 out there every game. He's
One of
too
my
passive.
siblings, Kendall Jenner, she ruined him.
Yeah, your siblings.
A
Oh, yeah, I
distant
forgot
cousin
who you are. Oh,
from the
half
Kardashian
sister.
clan.
Your half sister. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, what happened to Booker? I watched that game and he looked like he had
Listen,
it maybe is a weird fit with Durant, like they're both ball dominant
it
players.
makes you wonder: is it all? It's maybe fitting with Durant. It's a hard thing to do. I understand. Like if you watch him play, it's like how does that make sense? But like I think Kyrie and Harden are doing pretty good without him.
Yeah.
The Warriors won a championship without him.
Hmm. It's an interesting
I don't
little
know.
narrative there.
It's just weird. Like Booker, like you, I think that what it is like Kevin Durant is so good. Like he's just like the basketball player's basketball
Even
player.
still, it's
He
crazy.
can do everything. His mid range is amazing. His like both hands, he's so good. But you feel a need, you have to get that guy the ball. I think
Yeah.
that's Booker's issue. Booker's passing too much. Like Booker's better than Durant right now in 2024. He's supposed to be. You
I
know,
mean,
he
but
he
yeah,
is.
Durant's had a lot of bad.
Booker was in the finals with Chris Paul 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
It's weird. It's one of those. I'm not even a Durant fan anymore, but it's like one of those things. These guys, we watched them in college and end of high school and all that, and now they're
mm,
coming to an end. And
yeah, we're old.
don't say it, man.
I'm old.
Minnesota, Karl
Yeah.
Anthony Towns, Rudy
Yep.
Gobert. They got these young defenders, McDaniels, and what's
Yep.
the other kid's name?
Alexander Walker. He's pretty good
Yes.
off the bench.
What do you
And
think with them? Do they have a like? Is the West? I mean, Denver's far and away the best team, or is that too much? Like, I don't. I feel like they're not as good as last year, and
I mean, it's
Michael
kind of
Porter's
hard to
got a
like.
lot of stuff going on. You see both of his
Yeah, but he's gotten so much better this year, though. Yeah,
what's the
his
thing? One brother was
one
gambling,
brother's
and
arrested for like a third DUI, so he's going to jail. His other brother got banned from the NBA for life.
damn.
Yeah, talk about the
Sometimes I,
genetic lottery.
yeah. I was just gonna say sometimes I think I'm the bad sibling, but at least there's two out of three there, you know. So that's
Yeah,
dope. Thank you, Porter Brothers, for making me feel better.
yeah.
So the landscape of the West. Talk to me. What do you think?
I think Denver's like the favorite. So there's Oklahoma City, New Orleans. I think it's going to go seven. It's going to be a tough series. I think New Orleans could win that series still, even though they're down 0-1. I think they match up really well with Oklahoma City.
Yeah, no size
If
for
they get
Oklahoma
Zion
City.
back in like game three, game four, they'd be really scary for Oklahoma City to play against.
Is that in the cards or is that?
I think it is. I don't think his injury's that bad, it seems like. And he's not like a I know it's crazy to say, but like this year he's been really like playing. Like he's
Yeah,
he plays games. He's
it's just his career's kind of been a bummer so far because he's.
This year he was awesome, man. I'm telling you.
I believe it, but what did everyone know him for?
Yeah,
The
I
point
agree. But
star
he's
counter,
he's like
unfortunately. He's
23 still.
terrible,
He'll be there.
but just the hype he had and some of the injuries and
Yeah.
the dieting and there's just been some stuff. But I'm always been a
Hey,
fan. I root
we
for
know
him.
how good food is.
Yeah, and
It's hard.
that
It's
okay.
hard to
That's
quit.
I'm glad. I wanted to address this. Did you ever have any plans of apologizing to the community and to me for falsely identifying as gluten intolerant? Because
Yes, I apologize because that was what my doctor was telling me at first.
there's been some recent clamorings of you being a brother in arms with your fallen brother here who's recently been diagnosed with some serious stuff, and I thought I had someone who I could ask for advice, and then you come out and say you're not allergic to that dirty wheat, so I just wanted to
Yeah.
clear the air and feel like I was owed that
I did not mean to offend such a large group of people.
because we're out
And
there, brother.
yeah, I know. I think I was one of the first people to maybe mention it to you.
You were.
Um,
And you were the
but
reason that I got tested, brother.
oh yeah,
So, no, seriously, I salute you. I think
everyone
my,
get tested.
my gut health in the long term is going to be better off. And, there's still some Saturdays are the day we cheat, right? Saturday.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
Brother, when you go, like, I feel like I was tolerating, like, you eat so much of it, your body is just dealing with it. And now when I go Monday through, like, Sunday through Saturday without eating it,
Yeah,
I have one. It is,
dude. I
yeah.
pretty much eat healthy during the week, and like Saturday is when I like eat, and it's just
Yeah.
like I don't recover till like today.
No, and now I see what you mean. Like I'm on the shelf for, Sundays I pretty much just make sure the iPad's charged and the fan's up and running and we're stationary on the toilets and we pay the piper, At the end of the day,
Yeah,
you reap what you sow.
the piper gets paid. He always
So
does.
back to Clippers basketball. If Kawhi comes back, they got a real shot, but I want to know who's
So
the
the
number one option to
yeah.
challenge Denver in your opinion in a perfect world where everything's right for that team.
So the way the matchups work out, I think the Western Conference Finals will be Denver and Clippers.
That'd
I
be
just don't think the
crazy.
Clippers will be able to beat Denver in a series. They just play basketball too well
Yeah.
together. But I think they're the best equipped team just because of Kawhi Leonard when he's healthy is not really much, if anyone, better than him at basketball.
Yeah. No. Still, it's
Um,
crazy when he comes back. You see glimpses right away.
yeah.
Um.
Um,
You
But I
go.
think Denver's the favorite. If I had to bet, Denver has to be the favorite.
Yeah, and I appreciate good, amazing basketball and championship basketball, but I feel like it'd be better for the NBA if someone can take Denver out and kind of have a new
I
face.
think it's good.
You do.
I think Denver winning two would be good. The Denver Nuggets in this era just came in and won two. They're not
Kind of what
LA,
the
they're not
NBA is,
Miami, they're
right?
not Boston. Just Denver. It'd be pretty cool.
I mean, now when I'm thinking about looking at it, the NFL definitely has like runs of dominance, like the Chiefs and the Patriots.
Yeah.
It kind of went back to back, so now I might be contradicting myself here, but it seems like the NBA is so much more prone to having these repeat champions in 3 and 4 years or 2 and 3 years. What do you think that is? Especially with,
Well,
the Spurs and the Heat and the Warriors, and now I mean the Nuggets are
I think the NBA is they've kind of like their cap is. I think it's going down next year, but the cap is kind of going up. So teams are just getting
it's
to stay
ridiculous.
together or add more, and you keep a core together, guys playing basketball. You know how basketball is. You play together,
Yeah,
you get better. And if you have
that's
star
why
players and you play together for a
college
while, you
used to
get
be
better.
like when we were in high school. You remember how good college basketball
Yeah,
was?
it was the better then.
It was incredible. Now, like,
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
hating
the
on
worst thing
women's, but
ever.
yeah, I mean, look at women's college basketball rose up
It's
to
better.
not just because of the men being shitty; they were great in their own right. But I mean, I think
They
I
have
said it on
actual
here that
stars.
I actually
There's
watched it
actual
because I was,
stars playing women's basketball. There's no stars in college basketball, men's.
yeah, like the only guy I know is that big oaf on Purdue, and I don't even know if he'll go to the NBA. So
Zach Edey.
yeah, I don't know. I still love basketball, and I still love talking about it with you, and I still, know enough where I can kind of
Yeah, I
navigate the
know.
seas. But
You haven't gone full Kurt towards basketball.
this is true. I'm gonna be watching tonight. What are the games tonight? You want to do a little preview, even though the episode's gonna air after the fact?
7 o'clock game is Orlando and whatever or
NBA TV,
Cleveland.
perfect, right? It's that NBA T or the
Going to be a
TV or
close game. I
Peacock.
think the big adjustment for Orlando is they have to play Moritz Wagner, Franz
Okay,
Wagner's brother. They have to play him. He does well versus the Cavs, and Wendell Carter is too small.
ten
He's getting
four.
bullied out there. Jonathan Isaac's good, but he's going to get a lot of fouls, and he's not strong as these other guys. So I
Look at
think they need to
this.
play Big Wagner, Big Daddy Wagner.
Look at these magic deep cuts. Unbelievable.
Sixers, Knicks.
So
Oh,
the Magic are
Matt,
evening it up, or what's going on?
oh, I'm sorry. I think the Cavs will still win,
Yeah, 2-0
but
Cavs.
big game from Wagner coming.
All right, you
Big
heard it
Wagner,
here.
not little Wagner.
You heard it here first. Big ups to the big wag.
Sixers. I am very scared that Dante DiVincenzo is going to have a big game tonight
Yeah,
because
and
I think the
dude,
Sixers actually
sorry, I didn't mean
did
to
a
cut
good
you off,
job
but
on Brunson.
Brunson, I was gonna say he didn't even have a good game one, and they still now you could say Embiid didn't have his best game, and I thought Maxi played pretty well. So
Yeah, he did.
go ahead.
I'm worried about DiVincenzo. I just think the Knicks are realizing the Sixers are doing a kind of good job. Lowry's good. He's going to play good defense. He knows
You know,
he's where to be. He's smart.
agitator.
He's physical. So he's going to do a good job on Brunson. But I think I'm worried about the Knicks realizing that and DiVincenzo kind of just going off. He's going to have one game where he goes off. That's just
Yeah.
who he is.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be tonight. We'll see.
More likely to have
I
that
think the
kind
Knicks are
of
going to win. I
game.
think the Knicks are going to win tonight too.
I think so as well, unfortunately.
And
And what
that
is there,
means
a nine
nothing.
thirty game or is it not?
The Lakers and Nuggets is the last game.
Oh, damn, and I will not be able to stay up for that, unfortunately.
For that game, I think it'll be close until the fourth quarter, and then the Nuggets will pull away at the end.
Man,
Just how the Nuggets play games. This is how they play.
Laker Nation, I'm hurting. I had a
Yeah,
run back in the day being a big Laker fan, so it's
I liked them for about a year and a
when they
half.
had Kobe and Powell, I was just obsessed with them, and I was
I did love Powell.
yes, yeah, it was a beautiful thing. Um, yeah, well, I won't keep you for much longer. The beard's looking great from the side angle. We appreciate your time on Verbal Garbage, and enjoy the playoffs, Reef, and we'll have you back on and shortly when our schedules align to do another little recap and catch up.
Yeah, maybe we can have a conversation.
That'd be really excellent. If you want to talk Peace we can definitely do that next time.
Yeah,
We could.
wait. No,
There's
I
some.
left my notes. I don't have my notes with me, so maybe we can talk tomorrow about it.
All right. Well, he's our resident expert on that place, guys. So catch him here. If you have any questions, send me a message and we'll get them. All right, Reef.
I'll get my notes tomorrow.
Have a good night. Enjoy those games. Go Sixers.
All right, I'll see you.